There is nothing more awesome than taking ownership of your new dream home! Now's the fun part. Oh, hello. You look like someone who might buy a home. That sounds so grown up and impressive. But before you start telling everyone at the office how grown up and impressive you are, there are a few big questions you should ask yourself first. Question number 1. Should I rent or buy? Lots of pros and cons here, and it's different for everyone. Renting is often less complicated and cheaper since it doesn't involve a down payment, closing costs, or taxes. But buying lets you pay yourself rent every month instead of paying some other schlub's mortgage. Question number 2. What can I afford? Whew, that's a big one. Try to anticipate what the next 5 years will be like. Getting married? Changing jobs? Buying a car? Getting knocked up? Plan for the house you can afford now, not later. The most important thing for a first-time buyer is to live within your budget. Also, don't be an idiot. But those are really the same thing. Question number 3. If you're not buying by yourself, then ask, are my partner and I on the same page? Unless you want some friction in your new home, you need to make sure you're aligned. I mean, where do you want to live? What kind of house do you want? What's your financial sitch? Why does he always leave his gym clothes hanging on the exercise bike? What's she actually doing in the bathroom for that long? Why is he still on his parents' wireless family plan? Why doesn't she close her eyes when she kisses me? You know, stuff like that. And finally, if you're buying by yourself, are you on the same page with yourself? What do you want? Do you know what you want? Are you sure that's what you want? Internal confusion can often be difficult, so it's best to get aligned before you move on. Also, get professional help. I am not a doctor. Once you get all these questions out of the way, you're ready to move on to step 2. If you're thinking about buying a house, a big factor is how much you can afford. Unless you've got a boatload of cash under your mattress from shady penny stocks, you'll need a competitively priced loan, which you will then spend 30 years of your life paying back. Since you're parting with a large amount of money, you'll naturally have a lot of questions. If you don't naturally have a lot of questions, obviously money is of no concern to you. In which case, please crowdfund my new startup. We make raincoats for cats. The first step is to get pre-approved for a loan. The right direction for this. Everyone has different mortgage priorities. Flexibility, low monthly payments, ensuring payments never increase. A good mortgage lender will help you decide what's best for you. Your mortgage lender will review your income, debts, assets, employment, and credit history to determine how much home you can afford, your loan options, the monthly payments you can expect, the down payment you'd need, and the closing costs. Then, they'll give you a pre-approval letter if you qualify. This basically tells sellers, look at me, I can get a loan. It's very important you do not lose this letter. I knew a guy once who did. Emphasis on new. As a pre-approved buyer, you'll be taken way more seriously when you look at homes. It tells sellers you're legit, a baller, a boss. You've got the cash and you're ready for step 3, which starts right now. You're really doing it. You're ready to buy a house. You know what you can afford, you've got a pre-approval letter, and you and your partner haven't killed each other yet. Now's the fun part. First, think about your main requirements.
Location.
House type.
Square footage.
Number of beds and baths.
Garage.
Property age.
Then think about specific features.
Waterfront.
Pool.
Local schools.
Neighborhood safety.
Walking distance to parks.
Proximity to a decent Turkish bathhouse.
HO.
From there, input all your search criteria. Min and max prices, number of beds and baths, single fam, multifam, condo, co-op, villa, townhouse, farm, whatever. You can even draw your own custom search around the neighborhood you want. The open house is the most fun you can have in real estate. It's like having carte blanche to walk into a total stranger's house and snoop around while they're not there. Here are a few pointers. First, feel free to step in without knocking or ringing the bell. Unless you see a note saying otherwise, in which case, yes, knock and/or ring. It's generally considered good open house etiquette to wait until a group of buyers leaves a room or area before entering.
What we were talking about. Let's check it out. I know so.
Listen to what other buyers are saying. They may know something about the property or neighborhood that you don't.
I bet they don't even know they have
Oh,
this.
no. Ask questions about the house, how long it's been on the market, the school district, the property taxes, but keep it cool. Don't give yourself away by sounding too excited.
And the schools in this area are incredible. Woo! They're actually building a brand new one 3 blocks away. What? And it should be open in the middle of next year.
Yeah! Please do not steal. Finally, if there are snacks or refreshments, do not take them. It'll skew your perspective. Unless they're mini quiches. Those little are tasty as hell. To find the right home for you, you'll work with your realtor to compare the properties you're interested in, analyze the market, and figure out a reasonable offer price. And now, here you are, ready to make an offer. Yay, you! Here's how it works. First, you'll complete an offer sheet which your realtor will then present to the owner. Sometimes, a nice note to the owner can help your offer stand out. Butter them up. Tell them how much you love their garden, that it reminds you of gardening with your grandmother as a child. Do not mention you're gonna bulldoze it and put in a pool. The owner may accept the offer, reject it, or counter. It's important to be in close contact with your realtor during the negotiation process so any changes can be reviewed. Your realtor is like your consigliere, and that makes you the Don. Once your offer is finally accepted, there are usually some contingencies that must be met in order to keep the contract alive. Inspections are totally common in real estate transactions. They include termite checks, surveys to determine boundaries, appraisals to determine value for lenders, title reviews, and structural inspections. This stuff is mind-numbingly fascinating. But you know what's even more fascinating? Actually getting your new house. There is nothing more awesome than taking ownership of your new dream home!